welcome back to my channel. If you have been here before, thank you for tuning back in. If you are new, welcome. My name is Ronnie, and today I am going to be stuffing my cash envelopes for the second half of April. So it's going to be on this page. Some background about me is 22 years old. I am currently in school. I live at home with my mom and some of my siblings. So you will see that I don't have a lot of monthly expenses as maybe you have seen other people have, or that maybe you may have. But this is what I have, and currently I do have some debt. Again, it's maybe not as much as others, but I did decide that I finally decided, I guess, that this would be a good time to start tackling that debt, because when I'm out of school, I will have some loans. And I just want to make sure I focus on that. So I still have my video, my debt video for all my debt numbers. So that should have been uploaded by now. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go ahead and move this to the side. I'm sorry if you can't see, but I'll go ahead and just read it off. Or before I do get started, I'm gonna go ahead and read it off. So this is paycheck 2 of April. The paycheck amount was $6.96 with 49 cents. So that is what I'm going to be working with. My monthly expenses are listed here. My sinking funds are listed here. And then my leftover money after these expenses have been filled is this amount. And then my debt to focus on is in this corner. And I'll talk about that when I get towards the end here. So let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and start organizing the money as it goes. Again, with me living at home and pretty much just having to contribute a certain amount towards the expenses, I don't have to put money aside for like groceries or things like that, like house expenses or utilities. Everything you see pretty much on here is what I have regarding my own expenses. So it'll be personal expenses like car insurance and that kind of stuff. And another thing to mention on that, I am very fortunate that my mom covers half of the expenses of my vehicle, so half my car payment. So the car payment that you do see on the first half of the month, it's not my actual amount. I do pay more than that. But my mom does cover typically half, if not more, of that. And also the same thing goes for like insurance and expenses. We always go half with everything. So I am very fortunate. I am very grateful. I know that is not the situation with everyone, but that is the situation with me. And again, I am very thankful and grateful for that. It just makes me kind of like, I want them to be straight. Okay, so we can go ahead and get started. The envelopes are probably so out of order, but I'm going to go ahead and get them in order. Okay, I'm back and I have the envelopes all in order now. The only one that's not going to be in here is going to be my car envelope, because this one only gets filled the first half of the month. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with rent here. And this one is currently empty, and I'm going to stuff it, and it's $100 for this half of the month. So I'm going to go ahead and set that one aside. The next one is my school envelope, and this one has money in it currently. And the amount I'm going to go ahead and add is $122. So let's see, 100, 20, 21, 22, and I'm going to go ahead and count it with the rest that is in here. And this one should complete the amount that is currently due. For my payment, this payment is due on the 22nd. So I'm going to go ahead and count that, and I have 10, 100, 200. Well, this was in the wrong order. So, all right, let's go ahead. 100, 200, 20, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. So 245 is my payment. And I'm going to go ahead and take this to, I have class tonight, but I'm going to go ahead and just take this on Monday. Or maybe I should do that today. just so I can get it over with. So this is going to be empty the next time you see this. My next one to fill is my phone envelope. Now for this one, I did end up getting a new phone, and I know, I actually financed it, and I know that's not, especially being on this journey, I understand maybe that's not the thing that you would do or somebody else would do, but I wanted to get myself something new. So I ended up getting a new phone, and the payment did go up, I believe, by like, I don't know, $20-$30. I'm not quite sure, I haven't done the math. But my payment now is $127, so I'm going to go ahead and set that aside. And again, I just wanted to get myself something for my birthday. Again, I did finance it, but I thought, you know, might as well, because I did need a new one, and I did want to treat myself to something. So let's go ahead, and it's 127, so 100, 20, 25, 26, 27. Let's go ahead and just go from smallest to largest. So again, that's my phone, and this is typically due around the 20th. I'm on my brother's phone plan, so he just lets me know when it's due, and I give that to him. And then the next envelope is gas, and this one actually has some money left over. I have $40. So this past week, my mom ended up pumping gas in the car, so I did not have to use the $30. But this is one of those envelopes that I am going to go ahead and just keep rolling over the money, because gas prices are always changing. They're always fluctuating. So it's better to be safe than sorry and have more than, you know, be having less than what you need. So 20, 40, 50, 60, 70. And let me see, 20, 40, 50. Okay, yeah. So I have 70 in here. And I do have to pump gas soon, so I'm gonna go ahead and fill out my tank so it'll have less. And that's the good thing about it. I'm not gonna have to be struggling for, at least I have another 2 or 3 times I can fill my tank with that. The last monthly expense here, or categorized in monthly expense, is the spending envelope. And for this one, I do have more money than I had before, but the reason for that is my dad actually still gives me money. He's such a sweetheart, and he just always thinks that I don't know how to explain it. Basically, every time we get to see each other, he gives me money, and so some of the money in here is from him, and some of it I have spent it. So I do have some money, and I did not touch the money that I gave myself the last time. I did use some of it, but it kind of made up for it from what he gave me. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this aside and add my normal 40. So initially I was giving myself 40, and then I switched to 80, but that was only for this month, for the last paycheck of March and the first one of April. So now we're back to the normal 40. So we have this. I'm going to go ahead and count that and see how much I have in here, because I actually haven't been touching it. I don't know, I feel like ever since I started doing the cash envelope system, I have had more discipline with things that I purchase or things that I need. I feel like I have what I need, so I don't need to spend it, but I still want to give myself this allowance, because I feel like that's what's been helping me stay motivated and follow this cash envelope budget, as well as just not spend more than what I have or take from other envelopes. So as you can see, I have had money from the last couple of weeks, and again, I just feel like it's been teaching me discipline, and that for me is a great thing, because my spending habits have been pretty bad if you check out my history. But let's go ahead and count this. It's 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89. So I have 189. And with this, as you can see, like for my, as you're going to see here next, actually, I don't have much sinking funds, but the most important ones that I need. And basically what the reason for that is because I do work part-time, my income is lower. So I do have to focus on what's my monthly expenses, and whatever is left over I can throw towards debt. And I don't have sinking fund for gifts, but what I was going with that is I do have, I'll bring this one back. I do have a birthday coming up here for one of my nephews, so I want to make sure I am able to get him something. So that's going to come out of my spending money, because I'm not going to you know, I can budget for it, maybe work some extra hours, but I feel like also using this money for those types of things will, you know, also help me with lowering my spending for myself. I feel like if I just get to spend it, I feel or I take care of that small craving that I have to spend money, which I haven't had it lately, and that's a great thing. So moving on, I do have my sinking funds, and I only have 3 that I will be filling today. The first one is insurance, and this one gets 75. So this is one of the ones I was talking about. So I have 50, 70, 75. This is one of the ones where I was talking about. I do pay this every 6 months, so I give myself this amount so that by the time the next time I have to pay it comes around, I have that money ready to go and I'm not struggling to find it as that's been before. So I have 50, 100, 20, 40, 45, 50. So 150 currently. We still have a few months to go. Oh, to go and get this taken care of. So I'm good and I'm on track on that one. I think I'm like 1 month behind, but you know, I'll add double the amount here in the next coming paychecks. And then the next sinking fund is my emergency sinking fund. This is one that I want to start focusing more on because I want to make sure I fill it up as quickly as possible so then I can throw more into my debt. So this amount, the amount that goes into this one is 70, and I do have some currently in here. So it's 50, 60, 70. And let's go ahead and see how much I have in here now. So I have 50, 100, 150, 170, and 90, and 200, 210. So I have 210 currently, and it's growing. My goal is 1,000. I know they say based on how much your income is to do 500 or 1,000, but I don't feel safe with 500, so I decided to strive for 1,000 slowly but surely. And my last one that does get filled this half of the month is my car maintenance, and my car maintenance amount that I put in here is $15. That is low, but currently my car does not need anything other than probably a change of oil soon. But so there's 10 and then 15. And then we have 30 in here. Okay, so there's that one. And then for the rest of the money, one last monthly expense that I have here is the payment for my credit card, which is $50. I don't have an envelope for that one, but it's this $50, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it in my spending money so I can redeposit it into my account and make that payment before the due date. So it's $50, and then the rest is my leftover money, which is 20, 40, 45, 46, 47. So I am gonna go ahead and give the payment of the minimum. This is a little bit over the minimum, but it's 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, 96, 97. So I decided that what's left over for this paycheck, I'm going to give towards my credit card. Currently, my amount due for my credit card sits at $1,015. So I want to make sure that I tackle this one as well because I'm accruing interest on that, and everything else that I owe is either my car, the loans that are not due yet. I don't have to start making payments on them quite yet, as well as my personal debt, which also does not accrue interest because it's with, like, for example, family members. So they did let me know to go ahead and just focus on that credit card and pay it off as soon as possible, and then I would have more money left over to throw towards the rest of my debt, which will probably slow me down. I'm aware of that, but that's what works for me at this time with my current situation with my job, how many hours I work, what I'm making per paycheck, and that kind of stuff, and with school. It's just what works for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this payment of $97, and I am gonna go and put this money into my spending. Let's see here. Okay, so that I don't forget to deposit that back in there. And other than that, I think pretty much is what sums it up. Those were my envelopes for this half of the month. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave any comments, your thoughts, suggestions for future videos, anything you would like to say, drop it in the comments. And again, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for joining me today. Bye-bye.